can't say I didn't try. Okay, so this is going to be a very special video. I'm pretty sure most everyone knows why at this point. Care to take a guess? It's the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, the Day of the Doctor, that we are going to be talking about today. Oh, Doctor Who. How you've ruined my life in an amazing way. But in order to understand why this is such a big thing, I have to share a little bit of the history of Doctor Who. I'm gonna get prepared. Ha! I got food. You probably thought I was gonna, like, dress up or something like that. Well, joke's on you. Anyway, Doctor Who is a British sci-fi series that is produced and screened by the BBC. It was originally from 1963 to 1989 before it was taken off air. Later there was a movie in 1996 and it was brought back in 2005. It's about a man who calls himself the Doctor, to which everyone replies Doctor Who. His real name is a secret that has yet to be revealed, and most of us hope that will never be revealed. And he's less of a man and more of an alien from another planet. Yes, the Doctor is a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey, in the constellation of Castorberus. But that is not all. Whenever the Doctor is killed, he can regenerate, in the process getting a new face and a new personality, which has allowed the series to go on for its 50-year reign. So what exactly does the Doctor do? Well, he travels throughout all time and space in his TARDIS. The TARDIS is his time machine, which stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space. The TARDIS takes the iconic form of a blue police phone box, which it doesn't technically have to, but the Doctor hasn't fixed the chameleon circuit, which would allow it to change into anything and blend into its environment, because he thinks the phone box looks cool. But what's the fun of traveling throughout all of time and space if you have no one to share it with? And that's why the Doctor always has a companion. Yes, the Doctor always takes someone with him on his adventures, or he might take more than one, and it's not always a girl. But while we're on the subject of people, let's get into the actors. The first Doctor was played by 55-year-old William Hartnell from 1963 to 1966. His companions were his granddaughter Susan and humans Barbara and Ian. The first Doctor had other companions too, such as Stephen, Katrina, Sarah, Dodo, Polly, and Ben. By the end of 1966, it was obvious that Hartnell's health was deteriorating, causing him to have to step down from the role, leading to his regeneration. He later said that he did not want to go. That's going to strike a chord with a lot of 10 fans out there. So, Hartnell's gone, and the directors said, what the heck do we do now? Well, he's an alien, so let's have him regenerate. Though at the time, it wasn't called regeneration. It was called renewal. Regeneration, renewal. Either way, we got our second Doctor, Patrick Troughton, who played the part from 1966 to 1969. It's said that what Troughton brought into his Doctor is what future generations of Doctors would put into their characters as well, bringing about the Doctor that we know today. In terms of companions, the second Doctor had Polly and Ben also, but also Jamie, Victoria, and Zoe. But after 3 seasons, the series started to take its toll on Troughton, causing him to resign from the role. Bada bing, bada boom! Regeneration time. The second Doctor was put on trial in Gallifrey, and was convicted of interfering in the lives of others, which you're actually not supposed to do. He's not very good at that. I mean, time travel's a powerful thing, you can't just go messing around with it. So, the second Doctor is exiled to Earth and forced to regenerate, bringing us to the end of Patrick Troughton. Now, before we move on to Doctor number 3, I'm going to let you in on a little piece of known Whovian facts. Between the first Doctor and the second Doctor, the fans are missing about 100 episodes of their reigns. It's not a secret that the storage system wasn't very good, and most of the episodes got either lost or ruined, which is why you'll see us freaking out whenever they say, "Oh my gosh, there was a new episode found!" And half of the time it's not true, but when it is, we freak. The color, ugh. But anyway, on to the third Doctor, John Pertwee, who reigned from 1969 to 1974. This Earth-exiled Doctor's companions included Liz, Jo, and the ever-popular Sarah Jane Smith. The show was doing pretty good, but the directors wanted to take it back out into time and space, and not just leave him on Earth. So, in '73, the Doctor was allowed to travel through space once again. By '74, one of the actors of Doctor Who in that era had been killed in a car accident in Turkey, and two of the others were planning to leave, and feeling that his family was falling apart, John decided to step down from the role. But on to my all-time favorite classic Doctor ever, the fourth Doctor, played by Tom Baker, from '74 to 87 years on this show, which is the longest a Doctor has ever been on Doctor Who. His companions included Sarah Jane Smith, Harry, Leela, K9, which is a robot, not a human, Romana, Adric, Tegan, and Narcissa. And I should probably mention that all of these are humans. Some of them are Time Lords, some of them are others. It varies. The fourth Doctor was a lot more eccentric than the other past Doctors. He was kooky, he was funny, and he had my favorite freaking quote ever: "There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes," which I love to death. I mean, between the fact that he had this freaking long scarf that he always tripped on and always carried around these little candies called jelly babies, offering them to everybody, just such a sweet Doctor. I loved him. I'm talking like I was alive when he was playing the Doctor. But after 7 years of drama on set, Baker decided to step down from the role. Peter Davison took over the role of the fifth Doctor from 1980 to 1984. He was advised by Patrick Troughton to stay no longer than 3 years, so he took the advice, though he thought that the writing had gotten better and kind of regretted it. But his announcement had already been released that he was leaving, so there was nothing he could really do about it. The fifth Doctor was joined by companions Adric, Tegan, Nyssa, Whistler, Chameleon, who is a shape-changing android, and Perry Brown. Oh, and he wore a piece of celery. Anyway, on to Doctor number 6, Colin Baker, who reigned from 1984 to 1986. He was a rather colorful Doctor, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. This Doctor only had 2 companions, Perry and Melanie. There was a lot of controversy around this time in terms of BBC, the writers, and the actors, and everybody was not getting along with anybody. It was just a mess, and eventually Colin Baker was dismissed from the role. Anyway, colorful Doctor! In all fairness, he did say that the best part about his outfit was the fact that he was the only one who didn't have to look at it. The role of the Doctor was taken over by Scottish actor Sylvester McCoy, who ruled from 86 to 89, when the series finally stopped. The seventh Doctor's companions include Melanie, who later left the Doctor, and the awesome Ace, who is a girl. She was the river song of classic Who. Now, during this entire time, there was a time war going on Gallifrey, and the Doctor was called back to the Time War. I'm pretty sure his sixth Doctor was involved in the Time War too, but I'm not 100% sure about that, because I have been unable to really watch classic Who, So it seemed the TV series had run its course and tuckered out by 89. But if one thing can be said about Doctor Who, it's that it is a stubborn show. there was an attempt to make a movie about Doctor Who in the US. This included actor Paul McGann, who portrayed the 8th Doctor in the movie. In the movie, the Doctor's companion was Grace Holloway, a nurse who tried to bring the Doctor back to life, but not realizing that he had 2 hearts, she kinda killed him. Yeah. So they did the normal thing that they do with dead bodies, they put him in the freezer, but that was the worst thing they could do because it stalled his regeneration process. Well, actually, they brought back actor Sylvester McCoy to do the regeneration, and it was technically McCoy's 7th Doctor that was killed in the scene, and the regeneration to the 8th Doctor was what was stolen. But, hey, he turned out okay, except for the fact that he lost his memory. But with the help of Grace, he in fact remembered that he was the Doctor, and oh crap, the Master is after him, trying to kill him. Oh, this would be a good time to go over the enemies of the Doctor. Just a couple. I guess the main ones you really have to know are the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Masters, I guess some of the Time Lords on Gallifrey, because heck, they turn out really bad. And let's go with the Weeping Angels too. That's more modern day Who, but it's all one show. But anyway, crap, the Master is after him and he's trying to steal his regenerations. You should probably know that each Time Lord gets 12 regenerations, aka 13 faces. So the Master's trying to steal whatever regenerations he has left over. But this doesn't happen. Grace decides to stay in the US, which this all takes place in, if I haven't mentioned before, California area. Yeah. Long story short, he goes back to fight the Time War. Not really fighting the Time War, because he does not believe in violence, ladies and gentlemen. But, long story short, the movie wasn't that huge of a success, even though I love Paul McGann. Oh my gosh, if he had gotten more screen time, he would be my favorite Doctor. Let's skip ahead to 2005, where Russell T. Davies brings the series back to the modern day Who we know, with actor Christopher Eccleston portraying the 9th Doctor and companions Rose Tyler and Captain Jack Harkness. Oh my gosh, I love it. The sad part is Eccleston decides only to stay for 1 season, not knowing how much he would have to commit to the series. At least that's what people say. They kind of say he doesn't like it either. I really liked him too! And so comes about the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant, who is said to be one of the most well-loved Doctors of all time. He is one of my favorites. He's really good. Now, the 10th Doctor has a lot of companions, being Rose Tyler, Jackie Tyler, Mickey Smith, Captain Jack Harkness, Martha Jones, Donna Noble, and none other than Sarah Jane Smith, who made a return to the series for a couple episodes. Oh my gosh. But like all the Doctors before him, David decided it was time for him to step down from the role. When the 11th Doctor was chosen, it caused quite an uproar. The actor was the youngest actor to ever play the Doctor. This actor is none other than Matt Smith. My baby. My baby. Oh my god, Matt. I love Matt. Please don't leave, Matt. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's leaving at Christmas of 2013. Christmas Day. Worst Christmas ever. Iconic for saying that things are cool, including bow ties and fezzes. Oh my gosh. He is one of the more childish personas of the Doctor. Some people say that this is because he has such a dark past that he's trying to hide. He covers it up with his childish emotions, but hey, as the 4th Doctor said, there's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes. Oh, the drunken giraffe. This Doctor's companions include the extremely Scottish Amy Pond and her fiancé and husband, Rory. Also, River Song, who was introduced in 1 episode during the 10th Doctor's reign as the Doctor's wife. Oh, that is a complicated relationship right there as they meet backwards in their timelines. See, when she first met the 10th Doctor, that was the day she died. Ugh, Doctor Who, you're so complicated. It also turns out that River is kind of Amy and Rory's daughter, which makes the series even more complicated. But the 11th Doctor goes through a short period where he is without any companions. This is like a part of an episode, I think, but he's pretty messed up. Amy and Rory were taken by the Weeping Angels and were forced to live out the rest of their lives. Well, not forced to live out the rest of their lives together. I mean, Amy chose to go, but it really messed 11 up. But this is how he meets his next companion, Clara Oswin Oswald. That's really complicated too, because she has shown up several times in the Doctor's timeline, from the first Doctor to the 11th Doctor. Every single one of his incarnations. I should probably mention that this this little video thing I'm doing has a lot of spoilers involved in it. Anyway, this is due to the fact that she jumped into his timeline, and she's gone about saving the Doctor from everything by dying for him. Yeah. This earns her the title of the Impossible Girl. But Matt has decided to step down from the role after about 3 years, 3 to 4, in the series. For no reason other than he says, you gotta go when you gotta go. Though sometimes he says he feels like he's making a huge mistake. And I agree, we're not ready to see you go, Matt. You're amazing. And last but not least, the recently announced 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, who is going to be taking over the role after Matt's departure this Christmas. Peter Capaldi is well known for his role as Malcolm Tucker, which has produced some interesting artwork from the fans. Picture here. I really enjoy this Doctor. But yeah, those are the basics. I don't want to give away too many spoilers about what's been happening with the 50th in case you haven't watched all the mini episodes and stuff. But the fact that all this is coming together for the 50th anniversary episode is just amazing. I mean, it's airing the exact same day, the exact same time as the original episode. It was a Saturday, November 23rd. I mean, the fact that the calendars are the same is enough to blow your mind. But yeah, this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be cool. Geronimo.